my family and we immigrated to the United States in 1992.
When my husband was 5 years old, they came to the United States.
To immigrate to America, they crossed the Atlantic Ocean on a ship called the Horizon in 1856.
My dad was a baby in 1922, came over with his 2-year-old brother and his mom to the United States, to New Orleans.
He came over to the United States in the 1600s.
2001, when my family left for the United States.
This is my American story.
This is my American story.
This is my American story.
My ancestor's name is Roger Williams, and he came because he was escaping religious persecution in England. He set up what is now Rhode Island. It was a refuge for religious freedom. Anybody could live there and practice their religion how they felt that they should practice it.
As the economy kind of started to change in Venezuela, crime started to increase. My parents started to be more concerned about our futures and the opportunities that would be available to us. They decided they wanted to come to the United States for a few months and try it out. I was 4. I don't remember much about Venezuela. There were so many sacrifices that went into that decision, but I know that for them, it was the hope that they held on to, that being in the United States, regardless of the obstacles, would open doors to us, their children, that otherwise wouldn't be available to us in Venezuela.
I am a first-generation American. My family immigrated from Mexico and went on to do great things. My dad was naturalized just before World War II started so that he could sign up. He signed up to be a paratrooper and ended up behind enemy lines in the Battle of the Bulge. My mother's father immigrated to the United States from Mexico as a merchant marine, and because New Orleans is a port city, he stayed. And then he built up a business. Actually, it was a tamale restaurant.
Imagine the grittiest fairy godmother who keeps popping up in unexpected ways in your life when you really need someone to believe in you. That is Mariah Jackson Normington Parker. She is my 3rd great-grandmother, and they worked to save money for years to immigrate to America. They crossed the Atlantic on a ship called the Horizon in 1856. Then they built and pulled hand carts from Iowa to Wyoming. Mariah was pregnant and gave birth, and then buried her newborn son and a toddler and her husband on the trail. And she started over spinning and sewing cloth from cotton that she grew. Her life started and ended with weaving fabric, family, and faith.
We are from Guatemala, and my parents, they were business owners down there, and they had persecution, and so after fearing for their lives, they decided it was better to bring their children and them to the United States. We traveled by bus to the United States, to Arizona. It was a 3-day journey. I was 5 at the time. They had left a country where their life was in danger, and so they wanted their children to live peacefully, to live in a place that was safe for them, where they would have opportunities to grow and progress and to not live in fear.
When my husband was 5 years old, they came to the United States. And they came because his parents wanted better opportunities for their children. It comes with great sacrifice to be an immigrant in our country. My husband's parents sacrificed a lot.
My parents are so wonderful, and they have shown a lot of integrity and honesty. Also, that resilience, that hope that they had. It took over 30 years for them to become citizens, and even for me, but that hope that was still, sometimes it was very small, but that hope was still there, that resilience, and also that faith that my parents both have in God helped me as a child and as an adult. And so I am thankful that for what they showed me, their faith, their hope, their bravery. I think it takes courage to leave a country and go to a new one. It takes a lot of courage and strength.
His ideas really went on to shape religious freedom and separation of church and state in America as we know it, which is one of my favorite things that our country has to offer. And so it is really special to me that it was my ancestor who did that. And it kind of motivates me to be a really big advocate for religious freedom, because I can't let my grandpa down, you know. He wanted it so much, and so I feel like I have to keep that going.
I'm carrying on their legacy by keeping the Spanish language going in my own life, and trying to learn to advocate for immigrants now, nationally and locally.
Last year, I had the opportunity to become a naturalized citizen. I knew how much that step meant for them, that final step was part of the hope that brought them to the United States, that we would have that final key to be able to access prosperity and opportunity in the United States. I knew that I wanted them to see that their sacrifices had paid off, and that after lots of years of waiting, that we had made it to that point. I think that is one of the greatest ways that I can honor the legacy that they've left behind for me, is by trying to make this country better than it already is and reach those highest ideals that it has.
Her durable hope moved her across oceans, continents, countries, and communities. And my audacious hope moves me today to walk across the street to talk to my neighbor who has different values, to attend a local caucus meeting, to vote, to thank my senator for modeling civility, to teach immigrants a new language, to empower them to find belonging in our global society, and to live by friends and family in a pluralistic society. I take these small, courageous steps every day because, like Mariah, I have hope that I can create communities of unity that are built on human dignity, where every person can enjoy freedom to flourish.
And it's important for us to realize that we're standing on the shoulders of people who put their beliefs, their values above their own personal comfort. They were people of principle, and they didn't sacrifice that. And they made a difference in their new land and in their new communities. And community is such a fragile concept right now. And I think it's important to remember that it's just a person can make a difference.